What constitutes working at height? Working at height is any location where there is a risk of falling. Serious injuries and even fatalities have occurred as a result of falling from a height. Even falls from relatively low heights can have serious consequences. The reasons these falls occur are predominantly due to failure to recognise a risk by an incomplete risk assessment, failure to implement safety procedures on board, failure to follow safety procedures, poor management of work carried out, negligence, such as failure to use correct PPE, failure of safety equipment, or inappropriate safety equipment. Safety and risk assessment procedures must be implemented into the vessel's Safety Management System, SMS, to try and prevent such falls. The SMS procedures shall ensure that work is properly planned, including a risk assessment, supervised and carried out safely, as per the ISM code. When completing a high-risk task, a written permit to work, PTW, must be in place. In order to prevent falls from a height, the following must be implemented. Assess the dangers and hazards. For complex or non-routine tasks, a risk assessment form must be completed. Prior to issuing the PTW, a toolbox talk needs to be given, outlining the risks associated and how best to mitigate them. Protective measures must be in place. This can include appropriate lighting, guardrails, and placing barriers. The work must be performed by competent persons. Competent means someone who has sufficient skills, experience and knowledge to complete the task safely. Crew members that are tasked with working at height need to wear the correct personal protective equipment, PPE. Work equipment and PPE must be inspected and be in good condition prior to use. Crew that are working at heights must wear a safety harness with a lifeline or a fall arrest system, which has been inspected and is in date, to reduce the distance the crew member can drop if there is no railing around the whole area and there is a risk of falling. As a general rule of thumb, the safety harness should be used when the height is greater than 2 to 2.5 metres, and it must be attached to a fixed and appropriate anchorage point. If work needs to be conducted over the side, a stage could be used, and a life jacket and safety harness must be worn. Furthermore, there should be a lifebuoy with a lifeline on standby for immediate use. Should work be carried out near the ship's whistle, radar scanner, radio antennas or high-voltage electrical equipment, the responsible officer must ensure that it is isolated and use the lockout-tagout method, along with notifying the officer of the watch that all required equipment is isolated. Warning notices should be placed on equipment where work is being carried out, and these notices must not be removed until the systems are reinstated. When working at heights, the vessel needs to follow their vessel's flag state regulations, their SMS, any local regulations where the vessel is operating. Guidance and best practice regarding working at height has been published in International Labour Organisation's Code of Practice for Accident Prevention on Board Ships at Sea and in Port, the UK Maritime and Coast Guard Agency Code of Safe Working Practices for Merchant Seafarers.